And I actually felt I could go in longer on those previous videos, but I was under the gun. So maybe if we got time today, we'll do it. But we're at the 3-hour mark. So it is time for the main event. We have the high value reality check. Okay, so in the last couple of weeks, I've been talking a lot about men not broke dating. And we say, well, it's 2025, gentlemen. You know what hot time it is.
You better boss up, nigga.
You better boss up if you want to be out here. And some guys will say, well, it's not about bossing up. It's about finding a real one that will allow you guys to struggle snuggle. Right? Or snuggle struggle, or whatever you want to call it. There's a video of a guy saying, what happened to the days where girls will struggle with you? So now you're saying, well, it ain't fair. These girls are just going to find a rich guy, or you're just going to pay her and you're going to mess up the dating marketplace. And I said, not so fast. Just because I tell you to boss up doesn't mean it's going to be better for you out here, number one. And number two, doesn't mean it's going to be better for the woman. So when you hear me say, well, these women are monetized, you could just pay them and leverage up and get options, and then you can deal with many of them. You think the woman wins. You think the guy tricks, and then you think you lose. However, that's not always the case. We have now the other side of the conversation, the other side of the coin, if you will. When women participate in this marketplace, they might think that they're going to win. However, they might not be ready for the realities of dating said high value man. All right, so let me start right here. We have already seen this woman out here move the goalposts. All right, I want to date a high value man. However, it ain't fair if I have to pay equal parts rent. Right? This is moving the goalposts. We actually have this one out here. You guys called a tether. I don't know why this is a big deal. Why y'all say somebody's black and somebody's not. Right? All right. To me, they're American. I'll only see American. All right. So if they're in America talking this shit, I don't know how y'all segment it and say, well, she's not FBA. It don't matter to me. All right. She's a woman. I'm a man. All right. Still the same philosophy. So here we go with this nice woman here that says, don't date broke niggas. All right. Have fun and level up and Chanel and all of that shit. Right. There she is right there. Be healthy and complete. Sell your soul, sell your conversation, sell your punani, sell whatever it is right there so you can be living your best life. Living your best life. So that's a high value. That's a woman that obviously said she wants to be with a guy that is not broke. But here we have another woman right here that says, you know what? Breaking up with the high value man is not for the weak. Okay, and then I have another woman that's going to say the realities of dating a high value man. And then shout out to Kevin Samuels, right? He is the one that popularized the phrase high value man, and he brought it to light. And then they got people to say, what is a high value man? Now, for all intents and purposes today, we're not going to rehash this conversation. We're not going to dig up the dead. Everybody knows what a high value man should be. Now, if you want to say, well, that doesn't make you a high value man. Oh boy. All right. We know what we're talking about. High value man is high value income. Okay. We're talking about high income individuals or men with a lot of options or leverage and or men with potential to earn a lot of money. We know what it is. So I don't want to hear your own definition. Well, my definition of a high value man is a family man, blue collar worker. Shut your bitch ass up. We ain't got no time for that.
Shut your bitch ass up.
You don't got no time for that. Everybody knows it's a man that got high earning potential. All right. A man that's making over $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year and more. That's what we're talking about. So we're going to go to this young lady right here. This old Muskrat Supreme herself, which you would call a 5 or a 6, a 4. I don't know what you would call this woman here. She's young, so she has a higher rating, but, you know, her face card ain't giving too much. She says breaking up with a high value man is not for the weak. Uh-oh. See, the realities of dating a high value man will make you realize you're a regular woman. You're a regular woman versus him. He's Superman. You got the super puss and the super suit, but you have no match for a high value man. Let's hear what she has to say here in the realities.
People talking about how different breakups feel when you start dating like higher echelon men and higher value men. Like when you're dating like an average guy or even like a below average guy, you guys break up and like there's shit you can hate on. You can think like, wow, he was a loser. He like was a bum. He had no drive in his life. He didn't have a job. He was a horrible boyfriend, whatever. But when you date upper level men and then have to go through breakups with them, you can't say any of that shit. The guy you were dating was educated, made lots of money, had an amazing job, took care of himself, looks good, is tall, etc., and has lots of options. Like, there is nothing you can attack for your own ego. And on top of that, a lot of people in breakups love to be like, well, they're gonna regret that. They're gonna regret fumbling me. But when you're dating higher value men, they probably won't, because they can replace you like that. So yeah, I've raised my standard and I'm dating like way better guys now, but going through breakups with them is not for the weak. Actually,
okay, she makes a good point right there. She makes a good point. Shout out to her right here. And this is part of the game that they don't see. All right, they don't see that part coming. And a lot of women that don't have the experience with dating higher value men that then pivot and then go to higher value men, yeah, they get that reality check. That reality check is crazy. So we know as guys that have chosen leveraging options that then the only recourse they have is maybe to say you sexually assaulted her and you got it on video, right? But other than that, she was just one of many. And she was one of 8 women in this rotation with fucking 50 girls waiting. 50 girls waiting. All right. And people say, no, they ain't got that. Trust me, men have that. All right. He's just popping off 22-year-olds like they grapes off the vine. Just another 20-year-old, another 22-year-old. They just lined up. You have access to that. Okay. You have access to that. She thought she was in a relationship, but she only saw him 2 days, maybe 3 days out of the week or month. And yes, the woman you got replaced by, or the women you got replaced by, Ninja, you were just a fling, a short stay. He got a great time out of you, and you decided, hey, you didn't want to play your role. You didn't want to play your part. Or he's just like, I got tired of it. Next. Next. It wasn't a breakup. It was a breakup to you because, remember, there's one of him, and there's thousands of you. There's thousands of good, young, attractive girls. Just go to any college. There's thousands of them that could even qualify for this if they so fit see it. But the women that are saying, I'm going to raise my standards, I'm not going to date broke niggas no more. That was my stream last night. A woman was like, I ain't dating no more broke niggas. He going to have as much as me or more, way more than me. Okay, who are you going to be on the roster? Okay. How long are you going to be able to stay with that guy doing the basic shit that you're doing? You're doing basic regular shit. You just a regular woman to him. Okay. And you might be phenomenal. Like she might be phenomenal to an average guy. And from her perspective, I know people are saying she's a 4 or a 5. She probably cleans up well. She probably has a nice frame. Okay. She probably is very nice in general. And she probably doesn't make a lot of money. All right. But she's in New Jersey or New York. She's probably dating Wall Street guys, men that live in Tribeca or Soho, 78th floor on the goddamn. This a regular woman. He upgraded her life for a short period of time, taking her here and there to the motherfucking, taking her to theatrical plays. He's showing her a life that she can't live on her own, nor she's going to have difficult finding another guy like this, but she could. She could. I mean, because we have this woman out here. This one out here obviously could find the next guy. So not that she can't find another guy. She has other guys. She has other guys too. But of course, she's on the roster of these other guys. All right. So the next guy she finds like this, although she could get one, she better know that she on his roster. And many of them do. Many of them do. I'm going to just tell you, man, most of them know what type of game they're playing. They still don't want to be broken up with. Now, there's a meme going around about, women that date older guys, slightly older guys. And she says, be careful, because a woman will do this. They'll go through a bunch of pookies and low-life dudes, and then they'll be like, I'll date somebody slightly older. And then what'll happen is they'll realize that those guys will cut them off quick, right? So they'll start acting funky, and they got to act right, because the minute they come in sideways, if he ain't a simp, he'll just cut her off. Why? Because I can find another you. Where's she at? And she knows this. but he will cut her off. Okay, you don't want to act right, cut off. Now, the problem is, normally she said, if I'm dealing with a regular guy, I can probably gaslight him and take me back. But if they're dealing with...
Has the modern dating landscape confused you? Have many of the standards that you heard, you're kind of tired of hearing about, and you're wondering, what does it all mean? Well, look no further. Join us talking about the monetized dating marketplace right now on Locals, and it is CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can create a free account to join the conversation between the Coach Gang members, but also on Sunday, we do a live stream demonstrating all aspects of the monetized dating marketplace. And coming soon in 2025, you're going to have access to a sample of the monetized dating marketplace course where you can get information related to how to participate in the monetized dating marketplace and or how to understand it, so you're not out here spinning your wheels trying to figure out how you're going to best deal with the monetized dating marketplace. Listen, everything and every aspect of dating is monetized. We just want to relieve the frustration that you might have about it. So the best way to do it is make a free account right there on Locals, CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can get access to those live streams, but create a free account. Just join the conversation. I am the only one covering this conversation from this point of view. And yes, I am ahead of my time. Get ahead of the information before you're priced out.
A higher value guy, they can't do anything. They can't say he was a loser, a bum, abusive, controlling, broke, all right, ugly. They might say he looked like the penguin. They might say he couldn't last long in bed, or he had the chorizo. They might say that, but they can't even say that because they was like, oh, you was out there taking that chorizo. You was out there getting dick down by him. Okay, so now don't be out here sour grapes now that you can't get an allowance, now that you can't go on trips, now that you can't get and eat in 5-star restaurants. Don't do it now. So that is even her admitting that, yeah, it's sour grapes if you go ahead and try to do that. But of course, with regular guys, they do this all the time. Okay. They can't play BS games. This is what he's paying for. Again, when people say you paying for pussy, I'm telling you, no, you're paying for that. You're getting rid of all of that bullshit. When they show up, they got to play right. When they show up, they got to play right. They got to be like, hi, sir. Hi, daddy. Hi. Okay. The minute they mouth off to say something like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Cooked. He ain't even going to announce it. He just going to be like, okay, I see we got a live one here. Right here. I see we got a live one. And then he going to go ahead and fold her ass up. But he going to remember in the back of her head, he got a disrespectful bitch. And then he just going to next night, soon as he drops her off, he going to cut her ass off. Cut her off. No conversation. He'd be like, you should know better than that. You are untrainable broad. You better be having this. It should be this the whole time right here.
Okay, daddy.
Thank you, daddy. It should be Minnie Mouse. I'm not your friend. Now, the problem is a lot of women don't know this part of it because they're untrained. They're trying to figure out how to date high value men. They'll call Kevin Samuels, or how do I date high value men? And they're coming here untrained. And they think they can treat this guy like the other guys. Okay, we had a woman saying that in the video. All right, I'm going to treat you like these other guys. I know how to treat a man. No, you know how to treat the average man. What about this guy? You better come in here Minnie Mouse. Because these guys aren't going to tell you and correct you. They're not going to take time to be like, you better wake up in the morning. If you spend the night at a guy's house like this, and I'm just telling you, okay, you spend the night, he should not have to tell you to get up and make breakfast. It should be what you do. And most of these guys don't have, like, I know they be like another thing that happens is a lot of women don't know that these guys are hustlers. They're grinders, right? They work on Saturday and motherfucking Sunday. They don't work a 9 to 5 and come home and watch Netflix all night. Even when they make a lot of money, they don't. So what'll happen is he'll get up at 5 in the morning, bitch, and she'll be sleeping in the bed waiting for him to come kiss her on the forehead like Cinderella. When he's done doing his workout, doing his morning phone calls, going on his morning jog, riding his Peloton, doing his early workout, all right, going to play, like she will be still sleeping in the bed, right? And then It'll be 9 o'clock. She just still laid out. Guess what's going to happen? He going to cut that bitch off. It's an automatic. I'm not waiting on you. Okay? What are we doing today? She going to wake up. Oh, thank you. Just like he going to jump in the bed and cuddle with her again. He's already a titan. He's already moving and grooving. He already accomplished more in them 4 hours than she will accomplish in a fucking week. He ain't waiting on her. Look, when I get up, you get up. Okay? Just start making baking. All right? When I get up and I head over to here and start answering emails, start making bacon. Okay? And come in and say, hey, I made bacon and eggs and potatoes or whatever the fuck you got. Fruit, made a smoothie. This should be automatic. But guess what? They don't do it. They don't do it. They just waiting for him to tell me, why I didn't know you wanted eggs. You better make eggs, pancakes, bacon, potatoes. Then I can pick what the fuck I want. You better dice up some goddamn pineapples, grapes, and strawberries. And then let me pick what I want. That's dating a high value man. Right? But they in here wanting instructions and shit. Bitch, you're not trained. That's why you about to get cut. That's why this woman says they get broken up with. And then they don't have nobody to blame but themselves. Nobody to blame but themselves. You better make egg benedicts, eggs over easy, and egg scrambled. Let me pick what I want. Then when you see me pick, then you're going to know what to make the next time. I don't have time to, like a high value guy, if you want to say a high value man, does not have to train a woman. He don't have time for that. Let me tell you what I want. He doesn't have time. He might give her some instructions. She better take it from there. Why? Because she has the training. But a lot of women, I've been saying this, 90% of women, this is when Kevin was alive. Rest in peace to Kevin. Because he was talking about this high value man concept. And at one point, my concept, free agent lifestyle, rivaled his concept. But his took off. I'll show you. I'll show you proof in a second. But my concept, the free agent lifestyle, was a rival concept to his concept. But I said 90% of women cannot qualify for a high value man. 90% of women cannot qualify for a high value man. They just can't. They're just completely eliminated from the rip. They're untrained. They're uncouth. They're unclean. They're not physically set for it. Okay? They don't have the ability. Most of them have too much liability. Most of them are way too old. They don't qualify. However, they're all looking for one because maybe they see Vivica Fox snatch one up at 60. But I said back then that these women that are thinking they're just going to go, I'm going to just go get a rich guy, they don't qualify. Kevin was trying to tell them they don't qualify. Now Kendra G's trying to tell them you don't qualify. But in their world, they could just switch from going to broke men to rich men. And then they get over there and then boom, you on a rotation, or boom, he just trades you in. He leases you and takes you back. Now, these are still going to be women that consider good looking women. But they come in with the mindset of, oh, okay, I'm going to just come in and I'm going to just give me a rich guy. And then all of a sudden he's going to tell me what to do and I'm going to do it. No, I don't think so. And this woman's telling you the reality here. Let me show you this real quick. Show you this. This was from, let me see if I can pull this up. See if I can pull this up. Yeah, I might need the direct link to it. But we have people doing a book review of the free agent lifestyle and shit like that. Oh, we have AI that have picked it up. All right, AI has picked it up as well. Let me see if I can pull this up. Might not be able to pop up. But here it is. Let's see. Nope, that ain't it. Thought I had it. It didn't come up. It's a rather old article from 2020. All right, that's why. All right, my book is banned. Oh, I see that. So, yeah, you have this mindset right here. Let me show you this one here. This woman right here. I played this before of this woman right here. What do you think? She's a nice little ling-ling. The truth about dating a high value man, she's going to tell you the reality is not that easy. You can't just go from broke guy to rich guy. You can't just go from broke guy to rich guy. Here we go.
So many women claim they want a high value man, but many really don't know what they're actually asking for. It seems nice, but you will be challenged in ways that'll force you to elevate your own standards that you even set for yourself. No more playing victim, because these men want a woman who takes responsibility for their lives, including holding yourself accountable when you act out of line by being disrespectful. So even if you're triggered and it feels justified, you do have to realize you're with somebody who actually lives the life that they preach, not the ones who claim they are and then turn around and then behave differently.
Okay, let me stop that right there, because she just acknowledged what I said. Okay. Now, when you're dating a high value man, as a woman, you better be ready to eat crow. You better be ready to eat shit. And this is hard for women to do. Like when I tell you, ladies, you can win with men as long as you just shut up. All right. But literally, they be like, I don't want to shut up. But the problem is, she said, you better learn to take accountability and fast. Yeah, see, when you're not getting paid, I tell men all the time, when you're not paying, you got to deal with her bullshit. Didn't I say that? I said, when you're not paying, you got to deal with her bullshit and her arguing and stress and her being masculine. Why? Because she's not getting paid. So that's how she makes you pay. She's unstable. She's not secure. Then when you challenge her, she argues with you. Now, when you're a high value man, if you will, or you're paying, soon as she pops off at the lip, he's just going to look at her. He might not even say nothing. He's just going to be like, fuck's wrong with this bitch? So you better learn to say, I'm sorry real quick. Even when you're right. That's what she says. Even when you think you're right, you better say, I'm sorry and fast.
Okay, daddy.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was tripping. Okay. Now, the only way this doesn't work is if he marries her. Now he lost the leverage. If he marries her, he lost the leverage. So you will see wives popping off at dudes that are high value. Well, he already married her. He fucked up. But even when she's wrong, even when he says, I like Donald Trump and she hates him, she better say, well, we just going to have to deal with that. Okay?
Okay, daddy.
I think maybe you're right. She better learn how to say that shit. You know what? Let's agree to disagree and move the hell on. He ain't got no time to even think about arguing with her or hearing her little goddamn opinion. He's like, I ain't got no time for that, sweetheart. All you're here to do is this, and open them legs. And everything else is going to be taken care of. And you better do the rest in between. Or else, next. He can next your ass with the quickness. You ain't that good looking out here. Right here. You ain't that good looking. You ain't that good looking. You can get replaced like that. Even that old muskrat over said that. Your replacement is next. Like your replacement is texting him on the phone right now while he's with you that night. Like your Sunday night, Monday night is not you. Your next Thursday night. He's already got women filled in his calendar Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And trust me, if you see me on Locals, I show you. He's already got somebody for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. Your next Thursday, your Sunday and Thursday. Enjoy your spot. Okay. Let's hear what the Ling Ling had to add on this one, too.
And if you're still working through some trauma, which, surprise, most of us are, then you're going to feel exposed and vulnerable when he calls you out on it. But the beauty is he's so gentle and understanding with your growth because he knows what it's like to push through that pain himself. So if you're ready to do the work and change your life, then go ahead, date a high value man. But don't do it just because you're in love with the fantasy, because it is not for the weak.
Yeah, shout out to you. So look. Here's the thing. This is where we have a problem. Let's just address these things. And both of those women spoke very eloquently about the realities of this. And I'm sure you can find the situation, not otherwise. So you have this idea. You hear me saying, get your bag up, leveraging options. All right, this is the only solution. Then you have this idea that, oh, well, we are losing if we don't. And then you have an idea that the women are winning if they okay, so these women going to just take off all the rich guys and they're going to win and leave us with nothing. That's not true either. Because those women aren't secure over there either. The only way they get secure is if they marry the guy. That's the only security they have. If that guy happens to be a guy like most guys, exercising his options, and he just has girlfriends and sugar babies and fiancés, and he got many a women. He got a rotation. She has a rotation too, but he's got an elite rotation to the point where when she gets replaced, she knows she got replaced with a real one. She knows she got replaced by a real one that's going to what? Do Minnie Mouse. She going to come in there and be like, she going to be lined up, ready to go. Bitch, you lost your spot? Okay. Bitch, you lost your spot? Okay, hey, you lost your spot. Because there's women out here that are knowing they on a spot with a guy, right? They know they ain't the only one. Oh, bitch, you lost your spot? All right, cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill that void. All right. Oh, you lost your Miss Sunday night? I'll be here for Sunday. And you done something stupid. And I'm going to tell you, man, look, it's as dumb as this. Because I had a situation, this one sister right here. She had a good spot. I was really working with her. I was really, what we were saying, I was rooting for her. Tyra Banks. I was rooting for her. I was like, hey, you know what? You can play a good role. What her dumb ass do? She did something she wasn't supposed to do. Ladies, if you're listening to me and you're trying to figure this out, you're from the Kendra G group of women here. This is what she did. She had a date. And for me, you guys know how I am with my calendar. I'll flash it up with here again. I'm really serious about my calendar. All right, I'm penciling your ass in. I'm locking you in. If you make the calendar, you're locked the fuck in. All right, I don't play about my days. Like, that means if I lock you in and you cancel, that means you messed up my opportunity for me to do something else, which I could have done something else. I'm the same thing with time as well. Like, if you're late on me, that means you fucked something else up. Like, I'm going to show you my calendar here again quickly. Take a look at my Thursday. It's locked in from tip to tip. All right, not much break in between. I'm just going from here to there. You think I'm just sitting around watching YouTube videos all day? I don't. As soon as I'm done with this, boom, I'm running around. I'm doing this and that. Then I'm coming back for the evening show. Then I'm getting it. Then I got stuff planned for the evening. So what she do? Okay, she literally locked in a day, then called me up, or she texted me, or she called me during the show and said, hey, I can't come today. I have this going on. Can I come another day? Blocked. Blocked. No questions asked. Immediately blocked. I blocked her on my bat phone. I blocked her on the regular phone. Blocked. That's how, and guess what? Somebody in there the next. So that day gave me an opportunity to, okay, I could go clear something up because it was too late. But now she lost her whole goddamn spot. You gone. All right. Oh, something else came up. Something else came up. And she had something else going on important in her life. Blocked. Now, I normally don't block people, but I was rooting for her. I was giving her a chance, meaning that I gave her a chance already. So to reach block status means you're completely gone. And let me tell you, that hurt her. I'm going to tell you, it hurt her in a major way. It hurt her on a major way. Like, she could not afford that block. She was in a position where I know she could not afford that fucking block. So I know that shit set her back. But that's the type of shit that you shouldn't even have to train a person like that. Because what is she doing? Let me go back to Brian Tracy. She believes that you have the same time to waste as her. Let me play this again. Putting it full circle.
Remember this, is that people are time wasters, and the great majority of people have no goals, they have no priorities, they have no plans, they have no concern about becoming successful, and they think that you're the same. They think because their time isn't worth anything, that your time isn't worth anything also.
You see that? They believe that because their time isn't worth anything, or they have an emergency, that their emergency could be your emergency too. That you have to suffer because they can't get their life together. Somebody said, was she a girlfriend? Oh, man, you can't be this slow. Some of y'all can't be this slow. Y'all can't be this low. But this is what people do. They're like, oh, you're just like me. Okay, you can afford for me to waste your time. But guess what? You can't. You're not realizing who I am. You're not realizing who I am. This woman said the same thing. I'm not you. You don't have your life together, so you have an emergency, and now you want to redirect my fucking time because you don't have your fucking life together. No. Blocked. Next person. Next one in. Right? Next person in. Like that. Just like that. But guess what? She's going to be way more affected than me. It is going to affect them way more because they got to find another me. It's hard for women to find another guy that's considered high value. And some people here still trying to figure out, well, you ain't have value, coach. Nigga, you an idiot. All right, if you think that. All right, bro. All right, you a plumb idiot. But it's going to be hard for her to find another me, which she can. I'm not saying she can't because she was good looking. But it's going to be hard for her. I can find 10 of her quickly. There's 10 waiting on me right now. 10 waiting, and they're waiting to be good. I'm waiting to be good. I need them 2 days. I need that Sunday and Thursday. She needs that Sunday and Thursday. She need that buying fix. She need that allowance. She need that PPM. She need that. Right? She need that date out. She need them new dresses and heels. She need that fucking wig installed. She need them nails and hair done. She needs it. Whereas the other woman fumbled it. Let me go back and play these 2 videos, and then I'll do the super chats here. The other woman completely fumbled it.
You don't hear a lot of people talking about how different breakups feel when you start dating like higher echelon men and higher value men. Like when you're dating like an average guy or even like a below average guy, you guys break up and like there's shit you can hate on.
There's shit you can hate on. When you break up, there's shit that you can hate on when you're an average regular dude. So they be dragging your ass. Okay. And they want to. They know this.
You can think like, wow, he was a loser. He like was a bum. He had no drive in his life. He didn't have a job. He was a horrible boyfriend, whatever. But when you date upper level men and then have to go through breakups with them, you can't say any of that shit.
Can't say nothing. Can't say he was a bum. He lived with his mama. He ain't have his life together. He didn't have car. Ninja got 3 cars. He got his life together. He traveling next month. Sometimes they'll, cancel on you and you'll be like, well, I'm going to be out of town for the next 3 weeks. Oh, really? So that day that you were supposed to be there, that was the day you were supposed to be there because he ain't going to be there in 2 or 3 weeks. He going to be on the road traveling. He going to be with his family. He going to be a vacation, a work trip. He's gone. Now you missed him. All right. Can't hate on the guy when he's high value. You could just be like, damn.
The guy you were dating was educated, made lots of money, had an amazing job, took care of himself, looks good, is tall, etc., and has lots of options.
Lots of options. Now, most women believe most men don't have options. And I'm going to tell you, I've been telling you, leveraging options. Why do women treat you so poorly? Is she doesn't believe you have options. This is what dating coaches call competition anxiety. Myron got in trouble because he said he likes to create this anxiety in women. This was years ago. This is what got him banned off TikTok. This particular concept right here, where he was saying, I want a woman to have competition anxiety. But a woman will say to you and treat you poorly because they know you don't have options. Not only options in women, but options in life. This is why I'm keep constantly putting in your head, leveraging options, get hobbies, travel by yourself, treat yourself well. When a woman sees that you don't treat yourself well and you're frivolous with your time and she can waste your time, she knows she can treat you like shit. I had to learn this, just like I'm teaching it to you as well. If you're constantly available with her, my schedule is open. Whenever you want to see me, I'll go out with you. You have no other option. And yes, she's more likely to treat you like shit. She's not going to treat you like you're high value at all. She will waste your time. Be prepared for this. This woman's even admitting this, all right? So right here. But when you're like, hey, baby, I got 1 week in town. I only got Sunday night this week. I got Sunday and Thursday. Do you want it? Okay, bitch, you don't want it? Okay, next. I'll do something else with my day. Do someone else with my day. You better block the time. If I give you this time, you better block it. And if you flake on me, well, then you just pretty much cooked. You can pretty much expect to not hear from me again. This is why they can't really adjust to this.
There's nothing you can attack for your own ego. And on top of that, a lot of people in breakups love to be like, well, they're gonna regret that. They're gonna regret fumbling me. But when you're dating higher value men, they probably won't, because they can replace you like that.
Like that. This is what it is. And you know, people will realize that women know these things inherently. That's why I call it thought and plotting. What do I tell you? I say there's nothing a woman do is by happenstance. There's nothing they do is by happenstance. There's nothing they say or do to you that was just something she just did. It was well thought out, it was well planned, and it was a test, more than likely. It was a shit test, more than likely. So she's doing something to see how much leeway, how much rope. This is intentional. People think, oh, she just did this and maybe she just did, and maybe this is called plausible deniability. Everything they do is purposeful when it comes to relationships and men, meaning that if they're treating you like shit, it's a purpose behind that. You have no option. She don't see no value in you. She's wasting your time. She thinks she can do better. It's purposeful, or she's testing you. There's nothing they do is by happenstance. When they come out here half naked, ass cheeks out of their shorts, it's completely on purpose. I didn't mean nobody to look at me. I mean, I didn't understand why. It's completely purposeful. When they come out with their titties out, it's completely purposeful. When they come out covered up, it's completely purposeful. There's an intent behind everything they do. Why? Because everything they do hinges on what they do in life. So even she's saying, if I treat you like this, it's because I thought you were a shitty guy. However, if I thought you was high value, I understand I could get replaced like this. That's called intent. That's called knowing and understanding. That's called, I can shit test him. I can't shit test them. Okay? Nothing, your treatment, everything a woman has done to you, she's planned and thoughted that shit out. She plotted that shit out on a goddamn graph before she did it to you. You can take that to the bank. Your wife, your girlfriend, your mama, your sisters, everything she's done and said to you was well thought out before she did it. Right? And based on who you are, she has an expected result. And then based on how you respond, yes, she will treat you accordingly. All right.
So yeah, I've raised my standard and I'm dating like way better guys now, but going through breakups with them is not for the weak. Actually,
all right, let me get this woman right here just so you can see it, and then we'll end with the super chats.
So many women claim they want a high value man, but many really don't know what they're actually asking for. It seems nice, but you will be challenged in ways that'll force you to elevate your own standards that you even set for yourself. Now, we're playing victim because these men want a woman who takes responsibility for their lives, including holding yourself accountable when you act out of line by being disrespectful.
And notice she said hold herself accountable. I had to teach a young lady this, and of course you're dealing with young women. Yeah, they kind of dingbats. So, you know, they're younger and typically better looking, but you do have to tell them, listen, all right, what you need to say is, sorry, daddy, or okay. That's what you need to say. I don't got time to go back and forth with you.
okay, daddy.
All right, I will have your ass sent back home. Uber sent back, and I'll say, your Uber's here. I don't need to be here. You're not the only one. You're not the only one I can fucking get here to be here. All right, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. You better fix this shit fast. And you're not even having this conversation. You just going to say, your Uber's here. A lot of people think you got to have the conversation with them. You don't. Just say, okay, daddy, and we can move on. And if she doesn't want to do it, your Uber's here. The fuck? I don't want to do it. You can't tell me what to do. Are you just not going to listen to me? Yes, I'm not going to listen to you. Your Uber's here.
Okay, daddy.
All right, fix it. Fix it and fast. All right, but you can't do this if you don't have leverage and options. And don't give me this, I'm good looking and I have the mouthpiece. I see more of you mouthpiece niggas arguing with women than necessary in life. You guys argue with women all the time and you claim you have the mouthpiece. And you will sit up there and argue with women like it's your job. Or you got to put them in check. You got to keep your pimp hand strong. That's called no leverage. That's what that call is. That's no leverage. If you got to argue with a woman, you have no leverage. Right? All right, but anyway, a little bit more about this right here. She needs to self-regulate. That's what she's saying. She doesn't need to be corrected. She needs to self-regulate. I need to regulate myself or else I'm going to lose out.
So even if you're triggered and it feels justified, you do have to realize you're with somebody who actually lives the life that they preach, not the ones who claim they are and then turn around and then behave differently.
All right, so the guys that do this is the guys that say they have money, but the woman never accesses it. All right, I got this and I got that. And they got nice shoes and clothes and suits. And then they get over his house. It's a 1-bedroom apartment with a twin bed. All right, but the other part of it is guys that say they have this and they don't, the woman never benefits. Like those guys are going to get, the woman's not going to hang out with him too much. She's not going to respect him too much. She might still hang out. She might even still might have sex with you, but it ain't even going to be enthusiastic. After a while, she will just distance herself. Okay. But what'll happen, or you might catch her out with another guy. That's what you're going to do. But guys out here will be like acting like they're rich, but the woman never touches anything. She never gets taken out for a nice dinner. She never holds any money. You never buy her a gift. Like those guys get exposed relatively fast. And that's who she's describing. Niggas that say they got shit, but she never benefits from it. That's real spill right there. That shit happens a lot to women. And you're going to get disrespected real quick.
And if you're still working through some trauma, which, surprise, most of us are, then you're going to feel exposed. And
all right. So the ladies that say, well, I have trauma, I have this, bitch, I ain't got no time for your trauma. I don't. Whatever you went through in life is of no interest to me, little. And we don't even have that much time together. We have an hour and a half, maybe 2. Maybe 2.5 hours. We don't even have that much time together. Even if you're with me and let's say you're spending the night with me, I still don't have 2 hours to give you. Like you're here for a little bit of time. Like you're going to be with you and then I'm going to go move on to something else. You want to stay here and cuddle? No. But you can stay there and watch a movie. You can eat Cheerios, bitch. You can watch anime. I'll be back in 3 hours. You can come to the gym with me or something and meet my female personal trainer and meet all the fine ass bitches in the gym. So you walk up in there and see all these good looking women that be in my gym, in my space. Right? So you can realize where you are. Okay? You don't look no better than anybody up in here. You look the same as everybody else up in here. All right. So this is what she's saying. She needs to self-regulate. This is why I say 90% of women that say they just want a rich guy are either desperate or they don't qualify, and that's why they're frustration.
Vulnerable when he calls you out on it. But the beauty is he's so gentle and understanding with your growth because he knows what it's like to push through that pain himself. Yeah. So if you're ready to do the work and change your life, then go ahead, date a high value man.
Yeah.
But don't do it just because you're in love with the fantasy, because it is not for the weak.
It's not for the weak, and it's not really a fantasy either. It is maybe going to feel like a fantasy sometimes if you're dating a guy like this, because it's chump change to give her gifts, if you will. All right, but this will mean everything for her and nothing really for him. Let me show you this real quick for the guys. And not the guys, again, what I'm doing is I'm not advertising. I'm not telling you to do this or buy gifts or any of this. What I'm telling you is this is everything for her. Chanel, dresses, flowers, and shit like this. This is her fantasy. And it's not going to happen every day, but when it does, it's going to happen more than it's going to happen if she was with somebody she describes as broke. However, this will be chump change to him. To be nothing. And it would be nothing for him to cut her loose, even if he gave her that. Even if he gave her that. Let's say he took her on a shopping spree. They spent $5,000. It will be chump change to him. And it wouldn't even solidify her spot. She couldn't even say, I'm going to be here for good. I'm going to be here for life. I'm going to be here for a year. He's mine. I got him wrapped around my finger. He can really just be like, the next week. The next week. All she would have to do is what this Asian woman said right here. All she would have to do is not self-regulate 1 or 2 times and it's cooked. She gone. And all she got is purses and shit in her goddamn purses and dresses. She got 1 purse and 2 dresses and a pair of shoes. And she needs a new fill on her nails. Gone. Replaced. And she back at her apartment wondering how she gonna pay rent on the first. She's still back in her position. She's still back in the same position. She back on the street. Pretty woman shit. This is a real shit, man. This is real shit. It's tough out here for everybody. The fantasy is not really a fantasy. But, you know, some women will get an upgrade every now and then. And they will be back in a rotation of other men just like her. Okay? Just the next one up, the next one up, the next one up. Okay? Next. And by this time, if she don't capitalize on this by 32, she cooked. Let me do the super chats, man. This has been a great damn show. Check me out on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel for the best morning live stream every weekday. And of course, we're back for the evening live streams as well. Check out the times in the featured channels on this channel right here. And also the links are in the description box. I will see you there.
New world order.